bow your heads with me? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this beautiful day. Thank you for the warm heat that keeps us warm and our bright sun that powers our solar panels. God, thank you for the people in this room with us here today. Thank you for their love, their dedication, and their passion for community. Thank you for blessing our beautiful city of Lancaster. Please be with us today, all of us, as we look towards the future, a brighter and a better future for our Lancaster. Please be with us as we make these hard decisions. Please be with us as we just continue to put our community first. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Karen, you want to do the...
My pleasure. If everybody would turn and face the flag, put your right hands over your heart, and repeat with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sonia Patterson.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. Thank you for the opportunity to acknowledge and celebrate Parks Make Life Better Month. The Parks Make Life Better campaign is a national initiative that highlights the importance of parks and recreation and the vital role we play in improving the physical and mental health, building stronger communities, ensuring environmental stewardship, and economic growth. Our department, the programs we offer, and the places we preserve provide outdoor space to play and exercise, access to the serenity and inspiration of nature, facilities for self-directed and organized recreation, positive alternatives for youth, and activities that facilitate social connections, human development, the arts, and lifelong learning. Simply put, our parks, your parks, make life better. The community agrees with the value of our program and our spaces. We've seen more than 2.5 million visitors over the course of the last year at our parks. So parks are more than just recreation. They are essential for a healthier, happier community. I want to thank our facilities and maintenance team, whose year-round efforts bring Lancaster residents and visitors the joy of our beautiful parks and facilities. The team maintains over 500 acres of parkland. That's an area equivalent to 377 professional football fields, 16 facilities and their activity buildings, 2 aquatic facilities, the Lancaster Municipal Stadium, and the Pine Desert Woodland Preserve. The Lancaster Performing Arts team does a phenomenal job of bringing vibrant and engaging entertainment to our community. The LPAC's main stage dazzled audiences with 28 captivating shows this past season, including 12 sold-out performances. Their innovative Arts for Youth program, aligned with Common Core state standards, brings the arts to life for our young residents. And partnerships with residential companies like the AV Ballet, AV Community Concerts Association, the Cedar Street Theater, and Lee Madelon foster local artistic growth. In a similar vein, our Arts and Museum team manages 3 downtown anchors, MOA, the Cedar Center for the Arts, and the Western Hotel Museum. Beyond exceptional programs, citywide murals, public art, exhibitions, and juried art shows, the Arts and Museum team has forged partnerships with LACMA, Getty, and the California Arts Coalition, continually elevating MOA's Southern California influence. From athletics to special classes, aquatics to drop-in recreation, facility rentals to soccer, and our award-winning special events, the recreation team coordinates opportunities that pique the interest of many, many people. This year, the aquatics team participated in the world's largest swim lesson, a national event aimed to build awareness on the importance of teaching children to swim in order to prevent drownings. I'm happy to share that our team provided free swim lessons to over 100 youth in the matter of just half a day. The Community Services Division focuses on providing essential services and programs to improve the well-being of our community and respond to its dynamic needs. The team provides key community programs to youth, seniors, marginalized communities, and everyone in between. The community center attendance has exceeded over 10,000 visitors this year. They hosted a dozen events in partnership with a local school district. They coordinated a community backpack giveaway with over 10,000 backpacks distributed to families in need. The community homes have served over 19,000 individuals and families in their neighborhoods. And families found much-needed childcare, and youth were enriched through our ongoing preschool, after-school care, day camps hosted during summer, winter, and summer breaks. The Parks team coordinated several celebratory groundbreaking, many of which you were all at, and park renovation events, including the introduction of projects at Mariposa Park, Samaritan's Purse Park, Raleigh-Duntley Park. And the team has also been highly involved in the design and development of the renovation of the stadium. We're excited to see these projects and more come to fruition over the course of the next year. So I'm joined today by our fabulous Parks team. I'm going to have them stand, everybody, and put them on the spot for a minute. Don't stop. They truly are the backbone of our department and of our community. And I wanted to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank them for their passion and dedication, which make everything that was highlighted today, which is a small portion of what we do, and more possible. We have a short video to share, which was prepared by the California Parks and Recreation Society, which is our state professional organization of parks and recreation professionals, to highlight and talk about Parks Make Life Better Month.
In a world where every moment seems to rush by, parks offer us a pause button, a chance to catch our breath, to reconnect with nature and each other. They allow us to rediscover the simple joys of life. Here, health and wellness aren't buzzwords, we live them. Multiple studies show that regular contact with nature is essential for our mental health, and separation from it is detrimental to our well-being. For many, parks are the only opportunity they have to be outdoors, to see local wildlife, and play in a safe environment. But it's not just fun and games. Parks are economic engines for our communities, attracting people and businesses, fostering development, and enriching lives in both tangible and intangible ways. Here, everyone is welcome. We celebrate our differences and build roots to strengthen the ties between communities. Your local park staff are working hard to cultivate a space for everyone, regardless of their circumstances, where they can turn up as their most authentic selves. So next time you step into your local parks, remember, you're not just taking a break. You're investing in your well-being, your community, and our collective future, because parks make life better.
And at this time, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions. If not, invite the mayor down to present the proclamation to the parks team and take a photo op with us.
Rush, go with them.
So they don't let me read the proclamation because I inevitably get it wrong. So Lauren's going to help us out with it.
Well, if I may, Mayor, first, I want to say I'm not going to make any age jokes, but as a mother of an 8-year-old and 5-year-old who are in the parks right now, they're using the activities and the facilities that we currently have in the city of Lancaster. On behalf of just my personal self and my husband, thank you so much for what you're doing in our community. Parks really do make life better. It makes them better for our children, but it also makes it better for moms to have a space where our kids can feel safe and free and get that energy out so that maybe it makes our nighttime routine a little bit better. Thank you. Thank you. And then I'll stick to the script. So it says, whereas Parks and Recreation aids community healing, providing safe spaces for peaceful gatherings and key services, further protects natural resources by preserving habitats and promoting health. It remains adaptable, providing essential services during emergencies and live with guidelines. So on behalf of Mayor R.X. Paris and the rest of the City Council, thank you. Thank you for the incredible work you guys do and for the incredible work you'll continue to do.
It's his birthday today.
Thank you. So you sing happy birthday? And is Dr. Jennifer Zealot here? I didn't see her. There she is. Okay. From Antelope Valley College.
Someone respects my teacher voice very well. Mr. Mayor, Mr. Vice Mayor, and City Council, thank you very much for allowing us to come to you today and present briefly on what's happening at Antelope Valley College. We'd like to begin with a very brief video, about 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Here at Antelope Valley College, there's much more support, and it's specifically tailored to the type of students that go here.
ABC isn't just about lectures, it's all about getting ready for the real world.
As soon as I got to know the campus, the people, that was when I just love it.
If you're an athlete here, the coaches and the teachers will help you succeed at ABC.
Antelope Valley College is more than just a place of learning. It's a vibrant community committed to transforming students' lives through education and opportunity. Our dedication to service ensures that education here is accessible, equitable, and transformative.
When I was looking at different universities or colleges that I could attend, I think that I really considered a place that I would feel supported, a place that I would have mentorship, and that's ABC.
And they're all like striving to make sure that we as students get everything that we need to be great in our future endeavors.
I'm thankful for our faculty, classified professionals, and community partners who help make our students' dreams a reality. Together, we will continue to innovate and inspire, building on our achievements for an even brighter future.
We're really proud of this very brief excerpt. We have our annual report video is on our YouTube channel, and it's about 9 minutes long. And if you really want to see all of the highlights from our last year, I encourage you to watch that. This was something that we also wanted to have made in addition to the longer video, because we know as our business partners go out and recruit businesses to the Antelope Valley and to our service area, one strong piece of recruitment is having a strong educational system, and we wanted to highlight the higher education that is available here in the Antelope Valley and here in Lancaster and Palmdale. So please feel free to share that broadly and widely. It's for your use. I'm really excited today to introduce to all of you the newest members of the executive cabinet at Antelope Valley College. When I arrived a couple of years ago, there was only one permanent vice president, and unfortunately he's ill today, otherwise Mr. Brar would be here. But I would like to introduce to you the executive team. We have Dr. Lauren Elan Helsper, our vice president of human resources. We have Mr. Alejandro Guzman, who is our Executive Director of Marketing and Public Information.
Jennifer?
Yes.
Can you invite him down?
Oh, sure. Come on down, guys. We also have Dr. Kathy Bakit, who is our Vice President of Academic Affairs, and Vice President Idania Padron, who is Vice President of Student Services. So this is the crack team who is making everything happen at AVC. And as you drive down 30th Avenue, you can see that we are really moving and shaking, and a lot is going on. I'm super proud of the registration events that we're doing. We're doing Reg Fest to really get our students into the college, into our services, and into our courses. In front of you, you have some packets, and I just wanted to give you some one-pagers highlighting some of the things that are going on. One of the one-pagers is about our CTE programs that we highlight. We have a brand-new baccalaureate that's coming online this fall, which makes Antelope Valley College one of the few community colleges in the state out of 116 colleges offering multiple baccalaureates. Our first one began in 2015 in airframe fabrication and manufacturing technology, and this one is in respiratory care. And I'm very pleased to say that even though the recruiting season for that isn't over yet, we have 26 out of 30 seats filled for that cohort. So I'm very excited because that helps our students achieve a bachelor's degree for about $11,000 and go into very well-paying jobs. And as some of you, if you're watching the state legislation, you know that there's conversation about allowing community colleges to offer a bachelor's in registered nursing. And we are doing our best to position ourselves to be one of those chosen. We've proven that we can do bachelor's degrees very well and that we have the system in place to support our students. And so I may be reaching out to all of you asking for letters of support, because I do believe that here in the Antelope Valley, we live in a desert, but we kind of live in a little bit of a healthcare desert when it comes to medical support and medical staffing and those kinds of things. So lots of good things on the horizon. The other page that you have in there is kind of an outline of our new strategic planning model. We know that the best way to help our community grow is to serve. And there's tired old models of master plans that just make you want to go to sleep. As soon as you hear master plan, you check out a little bit. It sounds boring, doesn't it? Well, we want to stay relevant. We want to really be connected to our community. And the way to grow is to reach out to individuals. So our acronym is AVC Serves, and it stands for Service, Equity, Resources, Vision, Education, and Success. And all of the plans for our college, whether it's the ed plan, the facilities plan, our resource allocation model, everything fits under AVC Serves, so that service is the focus of everything that we do. And I know that the city has had that service model for a long time, and we want to show that we are community partners in all that we do and how we serve and how we reach out to the community and fulfill what the community needs. So Measure AV, we are about to break ground on our last project. If you drive down 30th Avenue West, you see Cedar Hall coming up. The skin is going on that building. It's going to be beautiful, another university grade building, and we thank our community for joining in with us and supporting the college in Measure AV. We have one more building left to go, and that's the Student Commons. We're very pleased to say that this weekend the Skyrocket was safely moved to a secure location where we're planning for its restoration as we determine its final home. Sounds awful, doesn't it? Its final resting place. But we want to celebrate that piece of history that's been entrusted to the college, and so we really invested in the company who moves those things, who's been in the aerospace industry for quite a while. And you can look for a press release about that for a little bit more information. I just want to reiterate our commitment to be good community partners and to come alongside the whole Antelope Valley in our service area. We want to learn from our business community partners, what is needed so that we can work with our students to help supply the workforce and make sure that everyone around here has the ability to succeed, has the ability to leave us stepping into high quality, lifelong jobs that make a difference in their families. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anything to be removed from the consent calendar?
We need to pull CC6.
And there is a modification to CC6, so when we get to that, I will have that for you.
Thank you. Motion to approve the consent calendar, pulling CC6.
I'll second that motion.
Let's vote. It's unanimous. Richard, how do you say that?
Greenberg?
Is that on CC6?
Yes.
We already canceled it.
No, they approved everything except CC6. While Richard is coming up, I wanted to make note that on the staff report, the recommended action includes a further request that the chief of police be granted the authority to execute future extensions not to exceed 5 years at the same rate. So it asks that any motion include that language.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, City Council. I have several questions about CC6, and I wish that you'd either address them before you vote on them, or you delay the vote and answer the questions. One of my concerns is accessibility, security, and going on to the cloud service. As you know, AT&T was just recently hacked. So they had to turn around and pay whoever hacked them to get their data back. We're putting 50 cameras back on the web to some secured system that we think is secured, and you're compromising our information and data. It's, one of the questions I also had is I didn't see no allegation for money to monitor cameras. I seen everything from update to repair and install, but I didn't see really allocations to how much it's going to cost each year to monitor them. If the cameras are the cameras calibrated? In other words, most of everything is calibrated to check numbers and everything else. So, are you going to require the cameras to be calibrated? Because one false incident could cost somebody their life. Another question I have is municipal code, Lancaster municipal code. Has it been updated for the cameras? I try to look on there to find out in the municipal codes who's responsible, what are they required. If something happens and somebody gets killed, who takes the responsibility? Is it the flock safety, or is it the city council takes the responsibility? And are these cameras going to be used strictly for a license plate reader, which they said they are? What happens if somebody compromises the cameras and start using them for speed limits and directing cops to go after people who are speeding, not going after people who have a faulty license plate? There's many questions that need to be addressed, and I hope you would address them and delay your vote until we get some answers. Again, I did not see anything on the Lancaster Municipal Code. Thank you.
Thank you. You want to address some of that?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Sir, the first thing you mentioned was AT&T's breach. The cloud security systems that Flock uses are government cloud security. I believe that's probably different than what AT&T is currently using. I don't know, I can't speak to AT&T. Also, we don't keep any PII, and Flock does not keep any PII, which is personally identifiable information. All they do is capture a picture of a license plate, which is the same as if you were out on the street and took pictures on a street. There's no difference than that. There's no video.
No, I was wondering if you captured a plate.
You have to go back to your seat, sir.
There's no video. There's no video captured. There's no video kept. There's simply pictures of license plates, and that's all there is on the Flock cameras. Those are maintained for 30 days per our agreement through Flock. That's what we have access to. So again, it's no different than just taking pictures on the street. Money for monitoring is monitored through the Intel and Crime Center, through the Lancaster Police Department, and the Lancaster Police Department is already funded. Calibration, there's no calibration because they're motion activated, so motion triggers the snap of the picture, and that's all there is. It's fairly simple technology. And then, I'm sorry, like your final question.
It was for me, municipal code and liability were the last two.
Municipal code?
Yeah, and liability, and no changes to the municipal code are necessary for this. And taking photos of license plates does not incur liability.
And then you mentioned use for speeding. It doesn't have that ability. Even if we wanted to, we couldn't leverage it for that purpose. It can only capture numbers and letters from license plates.
Perhaps we should.
We have other speed cameras for that.
Motion to approve CC6.
Second that? Oh. Let's vote. Passes unanimously. With this addition, are we covering the whole city now?
This just extends another year for the cameras we currently have.
I'm sorry?
This pays for another year for the cameras that we currently have.
We're not increasing the coverage?
We plan to, and we'll be bringing that to you as well in the near future.
That's another meeting.
Correct, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Just confirming that that motion was including the additional language regarding authority to proceed for the next 5 years, correct?
That's what I said.
That's what I thought.
Why are we only holding it for 30 days?
For investigative purposes.
No, I know the reason, but I'm wondering why are we limiting it to 30 days and not 90 or 180?
Right. Well, it comes to when we really use it for, and then the cost of storage for something that we probably wouldn't be using.
I see. So you're balancing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, moving on to public hearing item number 1. The public hearing is now open.
Mayor Paris, after speaking with the attorney, I think it would be best for me to abstain in case there was a potential conflict. I don't think there is, but, so I'm going to step out of the room.
Okay. Richard Greenberg.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, City Council. I have problems with what the city is asking by putting waste management on property taxes. You relinquish your rights to the city to make a decision. The rights for the went to that we said here in the last meeting, you're violating Proposition 32. Am I reading that right? 13. Proposition 13, excuse me. And you're using Proposition 218 to convert, to deny people access to vote on it. 218 gives taxpayers the right to vote on all local taxes. Voters are also given the ability to repeal or reduce charges. 218 prohibits local government from imposing fees on property owners for services that are available to the public at large, like garbage collection and sewer. My question is when you giving these people a chance, are you going to put a vote to put this on the November ballot for people to vote on it? They have a right under 218 to vote on it because you bypassed Proposition 13. People are living paycheck to paychecks. Placing this on taxes is going to increase. I printed out an article, but I don't know if I could give it to you. They doubled and tripled property taxes in other states. So is this going to happen to us? And is the city going to take the responsibility of the increased taxes and the people that can't pay?
Thank you. Michael Reeves.
Good afternoon. If the council will indulge me just for a second, I want to thank the new city manager for cleaning up a lot at West Avenue J8 and 10th Street West. The lot had been deteriorating for 3 years. It had been posted by the city. There had been a makeshift memorial for somebody on there. It had been weeds. It just so happened after this gentleman took office, we put in a request again, and the lot is clear. Thank you so much. I know that the homeowners around there appreciate that nice, clean lot. Okay, so we want to put waste management fees, and we want automatic increases. For me personally, it creates a difficult situation, and also for others. We have to pay more each month on our bill to keep the mortgage company from increasing your mortgage payment. And hopefully, at the end of the year, if you have more in your escrow account, they will refund the money. But it's a burden for people. Formerly, if you had a three-month bill and you couldn't make it, you could use your credit card. But I want to be fair about this. There's a lot of misconceptions about it, and I don't know everything about this whole thing. So I'm asking the council to please postpone this for 2 weeks, have somebody from staff come up here with PowerPoint and explain to us exactly what's going on, how it's going to cost, and everything. And I think if we understand it better, there will not be this dissension about it if we understand. But outwardly, it seems like it's going to be a burden. And I ask the council, also one last thing. The city licensed these landlords. You can tell who's not paying the water bill for their tenants when you go around town. It's the poor tenants are paying the water bill. I beg the city to, when they license these places, look at the tenant agreement and make sure these landlords are going to pay the waste and the water. And I think that would help us out on this situation. Thank you very much.
David Paul.
Sir, I relinquished my time.
He relinquished his time.
Ralph D. Filippo.
It's Ralph D. Filippo.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. It's been 2 years, almost to the date, when we received a postcard like this in the mail from the city. 2 years ago, it was to satisfy California Bill 1383, which was an edict, essentially, from the Governor Brown before he left office. And it went into effect 2 years ago. The city at that time imposed a waste management increase, plus they put our waste management on our tax bill. There was a lot of dissent at that time doing that because it wasn't necessary to do that for Bill 1383. We were told later it was to stop the dumping in the desert that was put on our tax bill. I'm not sure if that's working that well, since I think a lot of people are dumping their trash on 5th Street East. But now we're at the mercy of a monopolistic waste management company. And we also have you, the city council, that is now our defense against excessive increases in waste management cost. There's a lot of people in this town that are living on the edge, and we're getting taxed to death. So as far as waste management is concerned, if you look at their profits at the beginning of this year, they're doing pretty damn well. Plus, the facility in Bakersfield to manage this food waste and garden waste, they're creating methane gas, which they're going to be using for their vehicles, plus they're selling that methane for profit, in addition to what they make already. So I'm asking that you guys push back somewhat, whatever you can, on this waste management's increases in cost. So that's what I have.
Thank you.
Just for everyone's edification, the city of Lancaster, about 5 years ago, put into place a 3.5% rate increase where waste management, that's the maximum that they could do. Last year, they required some cities to pay up to 9.5%. We were not one of those because we had put that into place years before. So it's not 3.5%. They have to, gas has gone up more than 3.5%. They have the fuel that they need to take care of, the personnel, the health care, all that they manage with that. So that's how we came up with the 3.5%. This was 5 years ago. So we would negotiated with them, and this is just a pass-through. This is not the city taking their fair share, the city taking anything. This is a pass-through where waste management increase, if it increased 9%, they're still only getting 3.5%. So I just thought I'd address that to help you.
And Mr. Mayor, may I make one quick announcement?
Yes.
Just a reminder for everyone in attendance, if you have a written protest, please submit it immediately because protests will not be accepted after the public hearing is closed. If you have a written protest, submit it now. Thank you.
Thank you. Billy Wilkins?
Greetings to everyone, especially those behind me. And it's nice to see that the mayor would grace us with his presence today. The very first time we gathered on this exact same subject, he was busy in Bakersfield chasing that almighty dollar and was not even present.
Sorry, I have a job.
Sir,
Got to work.
just let me finish. Don't interrupt me. I didn't ask you a question yet.
Do you want to stay on subject then?
I am. I am. It's completely on the subject.
You have 3 minutes.
And all of us spoke. And at the end of the council meeting, we were all told that there wasn't a quorum because of the absences, and they had to postpone it. So everybody that was here the first time that there was even anything said, it was all null and void. All of it. All of us. So between 2 years ago in July to today, they've changed the time so fewer people can be here. Now, are you the city clerk? Please explain to all of us peasants here how this
Mr. Wilkins,
39,000,
can you address the council? That's what you're responsible to do, not to staff.
Okay,
You're
I
addressing
want
us.
an answer to what this 39,000 vote threshold is for this to even be basically heard. I learned a lot yesterday. Please explain what that is.
You know, when somebody is as nice as you and as pleasant as you and as polite as you, it makes it very difficult for us to want to do anything for you. And we're not going to explain anything to you. Now, if somebody else wants to come up and act like a decent human being, respectfully, we will treat them respectfully.
Being at the council meeting is respectful.
Hey, you asked me to speak. You
No, I
got to
didn't.
listen to it.
No, I
Okay?
didn't. I asked the city clerk to explain this cockamamie 39,000 threshold vote. That's what we're voting against. This is not an up or down vote. If 200 people vote no and 100 people vote yes, then it doesn't happen. That's what the card says, because it uses the word majority. That's exactly what the card says. But you, my friend, are a fraud. You are a complete fraud, and you're the one that basically was the legalistic person that made all this wording like it is. We have if there are 39,000 people here that are here to dispute this, they'll listen. They're laughing at us and mocking us.
No, we're laughing
because
at you.
there is a
We are laughing-
39,000
we are-
vote
we are laughing
threshold
at you.
for this to even be basically heard.
Are we done? Time on this?
And you know that.
You're done. Go sit down. Go sit down. Go sit down.
What sends you to hell.
Yeah, well, I hope that doesn't happen.
Our paths crossed today by ordination.
What does that
Now,
mean?
you have been told
What does that
the
mean?
love of money is the root of all evil. All evil. Every bit of it. That's why you can lie. That's why you can cheat. You can defraud. No, you just listen. You listen, my friend. You better listen. And that's why that you can collude with waste management. I appreciate you guys. You two have more honor than all of that diocese combined. You've been told, and your soul is required.
Why do I have to put up with every nut job in America?
Until you get
Mike Martinez?
votes, you're not the mayor.
Mike Martinez? Come on down, Mike.
So sorry about all that. Mayor, Vice Mayor.
I'm
Council
sorry.
members.
I'm sorry I reacted to it. Would you get him out of here, please? I'm sorry I reacted to that, but
Understandable.
it gets old.
Like the previous speaker, I have concerns with PH1, although I know better than to address it in that fashion. I also appreciate the Parks and Recreation presentation and the AVC presentation. That was informative and much appreciated. The annual inflationary increase proposed in PH1, in my opinion, passes the buck to citizens. Now, you shared some information a few moments ago that I didn't have, and I appreciate that as well. But we don't have, or at least I wasn't able to find, the financial information, such as you just shared, to understand that aspect of the 3.5% cap. That's encouraging. But with a lack of that information in the minutes or the indication about this meeting, it was kind of hard to understand what this meant, other than it appeared that the council was voting to simply pass the buck on these expenses to the backs of the citizens of Lancaster. Now, as a senior, I'm 70 years old on limited Social Security income. That's a real burden. I'm already struggling between medications and food and utilities and things of that nature. So an unknown increase is pretty daunting perspective. I can say that I spent 20 years as a small business owner prior to my retirement. I ran a company that hired nurses across the country. We performed quality of care audits on provider networks, doctors, clinics, and hospitals to see to what degree they were meeting the standards of care, of health care, set for the country by the NCQA, the National Council for Quality Assurance. During that 20-year run as a small business owner, I didn't have any such safety net to automatically cover the increases of inflationary costs and expenses to my business. I had to find new solutions almost annually to solve that problem. And all I'm asking is that you do the same and that you publish the numbers that you just spoke of in a clear and concise fashion so that we can understand this impact to our families on an annual basis before such a vote is taken and passed into law. That's it. Thanks.
Help us understand this, would you?
Sure. This is a majority protest function, such that if a majority of the residents and tenants affected by this proposed increase present protests to the city, then the council cannot approve it. If we do not receive a majority protest, then you may. And the increase, as the Vice Mayor noted, is to reflect increases in costs incurred by Waste Management to provide the services pursuant to their franchise agreement with the city.
So what occurs if we vote against it?
Then we have to go back to Waste Management and renegotiate the franchise agreement, and I expect it would go up higher. Because, as the Vice Mayor noted, their costs have increased more than the amount that they're allowed to increase under the agreement we negotiated with them previously.
I see. Thank you. Mike Martinez?
Just vote.
Oh, we're good. Okay. The second issue is there are a lot of people with fixed incomes. There are a lot of senior citizens that their pension is what their pension is. Is there some way we can give them relief?
Josh, do you or Justin want to speak to the senior discount?
Yeah, Josh, why don't you come take some of this heat? This is Waste Management, not me.
Josh, before you begin, may I quickly read from your guys' residential service guide?
Yes.
That I have pulled up. So we all have access to this. It can be found online. It's the Lancaster 2023 Residential Service Guide, just so that after this meeting, if you guys care, you could go look it up. It says senior discount. Waste Management offers a reduced monthly service charge for qualified senior citizens, 62 or over. I believe that'll apply to you, sir, since you shared your age. To apply, please download an application from, and it provides the website, or contact customer service. Qualified seniors must be enrolled in the program to obtain the discount. Seniors currently enrolled in the program will be billed at that discounted rate. So if you want to address anything in addition to that, Josh.
That's a great intro. Yes, Josh, I am the Area Regulatory and Compliance Manager for WM. Appreciate the hearing this afternoon. And we understand that the costs across the board for folks, I don't think any of us are immune, certainly not even WM is immune from the costs we've all felt in terms of increases across the board. That being said, this is the Vice Mayor is correct that we have a contract with the City of Lancaster that was laid out prior to COVID, prior to this major inflationary period, prior to SB 1383 coming into to play. And on one hand, it's been a tough road for us, but we have certainly a duty to live up to the contractual terms that we have with the city. We also want to live up to the standards that we've set for ourselves in terms of a service provider. We are by far the safest hauler operating on the road as compared to our competitors. We operate natural gas vehicles, which are significantly cleaner than those diesels. We're obviously heavily invested in recycling. We are the North America's largest recycler, handler of recycled materials, and all of that is part of our commitment to do better with our resources, to do better for the communities that we serve, and that includes the city of Lancaster. And while, I don't think anybody's thrilled about having to see any of their costs increase, that I think the skin in the game, if you will, is on both sides, and the fact that we have a contract that we have to live up to with the city. And I guess the flip side of that is that we do need some relief on an annual basis for what we can get relief for under the terms of the contract. And so we appreciate the City Council's consideration of applying the annual adjustment to the rates.
So why don't you split the difference? Why don't you pick up 1.5% of everybody over 70 and say a $600,000 ceiling on the cost of the house? I mean, you know, people in $1 million homes ought to pay their full rate increase probably. And we'll pay the other 1.5%. We could do that, couldn't we?
We have a senior discount on top of waste management, senior discount that we can apply, that we did apply before. So it doesn't interrupt the contract structure, but we do it on top of what the seniors do.
Mr. Martinez, are you getting your senior discount?
I am not. I wasn't aware I had an option to do that. That's encouraging.
So is it just a question of publicizing the application for the senior discount? Okay, so we've taken care of the seniors, is that correct? If they apply? So theirs is not going up if they apply for the senior discount. Is that the answer?
No.
What?
Theirs won't go up. They will have, if they don't have it, if you don't have it now and you apply for it, the discount will wash this completely away and more. But
Okay.
it will lower your entire amount.
Okay. That solves it for me. What do we got?
This is Fran, she's late.
Oh, okay. Okay, any discussion?
No.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Uh,
Oh, I got
actually,
to close the public hearing?
We need to close the public hearing, and we need to tabulate the
Wait a minute,
protest.
I did. We have a bet going. He says that I will forget to close the public hearing at least 3 times today, just so you know what we're doing here. I don't think that was a forget, do you? I mean, I was a little late, but.
This guy is wanting to know.
What? Oh, Troy Fike, do you want to speak?
We've got a request to speak. I think I walked that one up at the very beginning of the
Okay.
item.
Hello all, my name is Troy. I'm a resident of Lancaster. Many of us are experiencing high prices and inflation. The most accurate inflation indicator is the Chapwood Index, chapwood.com. In all 50 states, they take the top 100 items that Americans consume. In California, the inflation is about 12.55%, not the official federal government CPI of 2 or 3%. So I feel in a fair and free market economy, the consumer can make choices on the many different items they purchase to offset these high prices we're experiencing. For example, groceries, services, communications, the gas you fill up if you have a gas-burning car. So this should be no different with, our waste management services. There should be like multiple bids to obtain the most cost-effective and efficient service available for the single-family homeowners of Lancaster. Some of my family lives in Santa Clarita, and they obtain Burtec, which is like state-of-the-art, and the price is the same. Bi-monthly bill, more transparency. So I would say if the city of Lancaster is experience a budget shortfall or whatever, perhaps going after, or perhaps going after, let's say, the multiple dwelling homeowners or property owners that don't pay their bills on time could be penalized, not the citizens like myself and my neighbors that I know they all pay their bills on time. So maybe the city of Lancaster also, I hate to say this, but living here 9.5 years, I drive around and I see a lot of waste in the city. I think little belt tightening could help. And finally, I'd like to say I'm not only a resident of Lancaster here, I also run a small garage door service repair company. And I've actually dealt directly with our top official's direct relative and our second elected top official directly years ago, and I was very fair to them. One of them needed a new complete system. I fixed it for a fraction. The relative of our top elected official, they tried to really take advantage of him, and I was able to fix it for a fraction of a cost. So what I would ask is that the city of Lancaster do the best that it can for the citizens of Lancaster. I think we deserve our best consideration. So that's all I have to say. Excuse me, I'm not feeling very well. I was in the hospital the other day with a kidney stone, so kind of out of it. That's it.
Hope you get better.
So give me some comparisons. What other cities are paying, what we're paying.
We're way under what Palmdale pays. We're way under what other cities pay. The gentleman that just spoke gave you the example that the inflation rate is 12%. We only pay 3.5. We're only asking you to pay 3.5. Waste management has to eat the other part. I think that's a pretty good deal as far as business. We can't ask them to pay more. We've shaven them and given them a pretty good haircut as far as their rates. If you want someone to complain to, I would think you would call your state reps. The state has implemented numerous things that the city has to comply with, and waste management also has to comply with, that increases your rates. Those are the ones you should tell to stop. We don't need that. We don't need it right now. And I agree with everyone that spoke. And I've negotiated with Waste Management, and it's a pretty open book, and we've done our due diligence with it. And when inflation is at 12% and your city is only paying 3.5%, we've done a pretty good job. And it's comparable to what other cities are paying. I think we're within pennies of what Palmdale's paying. There's both ways, when the contract is due and everything. We can't switch out waste management every year. It's just not possible. It's not possible to do it every 5 years because you have to replace all the bins, you have to replace everything, and to do that. And just to give you an example, the city pays $3.5 million a year to pick up trash. $3.5 million. We have crews that go out, all they do is pick up trash. And that's why we implemented it on the trash bill. It's not you guys that are always paying the bills that's the problem. It was that 18% that wasn't paying the bills. Now, we don't really care about if the landlord checks if they have trash, because we know they have trash. It's on their tax bill. So what they charge them is everything. We know that trash is not going out in the desert, but we still have $3.4 million worth of trash every year. We're just trying to keep our lips above water, and we're not trying to gouge anyone. We're not trying to do anything. We're passing it on. Proposition 13 took away the ability for government to raise taxes. What they did is they implemented the 218. The 218 is a protest vote. What it means is, if you don't like this, you have to say so. Those people that don't mail it in, it's an automatic yes. Is it my favorite thing to do? No. Is it, but again, it's what the state of California tool that they have given us to make this happen. So that's my plea. It's something that we have to do. Do we want to do it? No. But it's what we have to do to maintain the city running. We already take a lot. Does that help?
That helps.
Mr. Mayor, before you close the public hearing, may I announce one last time? If you have a written protest, submit it now. The mayor is about to close the public hearing. We will not be able to accept your protests. Last call.
So like, could we change the way we vote for mayor by making it a?
Different set of codes. No, unfortunately.
That is the most ridiculous way of voting I've ever seen. It kind of guarantees the outcome, doesn't it? All right. Public hearing is now closed and the protests will be counted. We will now continue with the agenda and we'll return to this item once the protests are counted.
Okay. I actually have the total, Mayor. We don't have to circle back.
I'm sorry?
I have the announcement of the results.
That's suspicious.
Well, he was talking, so it gave us a chance to get.
I didn't talk that long.
Well, I had assistants in the back, so as we were receiving them, we're good.
I'm teasing you, really.
Okay, so our protests received for item number PH1 total 63. There is no majority number of protests.
Thank you.
What that means is if it is the council's pleasure, you can move to approve item PH1.
Motion to approve PH1.
Is there a second?
Second that.
Let's vote. It's 3-1.
With Councilmember Mann recusing.
Right. So it passes.
Correct. And Councilmember Hughes Leslie voting no.
Thought you forgot about me.
Moving on to PH2, the public hearing is now open.
No speaker cards.
Let's waive the staff report.
Motion to approve
Wait a minute,
PH2.
wait a minute. Any objections to waiving the staff report? None? Okay, good. Is there a motion?
Motion
Need to
to
close the
approve.
public hearing.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. That's two. We got four more.
Yes. Public hearing is now closed. Now is there a motion?
Motion to approve PH2, adopt resolution 24-51.
Second that.
Let's vote. And it passes unanimously.
Focus.
I am. Let's open the public hearing item on PH3. Any speaker cards?
No speaker cards.
Let's waive the staff report. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Please close the public hearing.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
We haven't
That's-
voted yet.
Right, but
I just
after,
asked if there was a motion.
You asked for the motion.
you
That's
asked for the motion. We
that's-
need,
Can't do that until you close
we
it.
got to close it before we get the motion.
three. Just all those that are keeping count, he did lose the bet.
I didn't even make it through 3. Let's close the public hearing. Public hearing is now closed. Now is there a motion?
I move to adopt, this is PH3, move to adopt resolution 24-51.
Is there a second?
5-2.
5-2.
2452, I'll second that motion.
Let's vote. And it passes unanimously. The public hearing is now open on PH4. Are there any speaker cards?
No speaker cards.
Let's waive the reading. The public hearing is now closed.
Okay.
See what a fast learner I am?
Okay.
Motion to approve PH 4 and adopt resolution 24-53.
Is there a
Second that.
Let's vote. And it passes unanimously. Let's open the public hearing on PH 5. Are there any speaker cards?
None.
Let's waive the staff reading. Is there a motion?
Oh.
No. Let's
Wait a minute,
close the public hearing.
Wait a minute, let me mark it.
Is that
Wait a
5
minute.
or 4?
4.
I mean, I hate to lawyer this up, but saying, is there a motion is not the same as calling for a motion, now is it?
However, it was a mistake.
All right, public hearing is closed. Is there a motion?
I'll move PH 5 and adopt resolution 23-47.
Is there a second?
I second that.
Let's vote.
Isn't that 2447?
Hang on,
Yes,
we're on PH 5.
correct.
Let me double check.
I believe it's
It should be
2447.
24, I believe. 2447.
My agenda shows 23.
It does, and please substitute 2447. Thank you.
So who do I mark wrong on that one?
Well, it certainly wasn't me,
Mine's right.
but I still have two people that need to vote. And it passes unanimously. Moving on to item public hearing 6. The public hearing is now open. Any speaker cards?
No speaker cards.
The public hearing is now closed. And the sealed ballots will be opened and counted if they haven't already been. Are you doing a slow count just so it looks good?
No, I'm actually opening the final one, so.
Okay.
So all ballots received for item PH6 to the Lancaster Maintenance District annexation and assessments have been opened and tallied, with the results being 3 yes votes and 1 no vote. The district carries, or majority protest exists. Well, it carries, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last part.
There is no majority
There's no
protest.
majority.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Motion to adopt PH 6 and adopt resolution 24-48.
I'll second that motion.
Let's vote. Isn't technology wonderful? And it passes unanimously. New business item 1. We'll now hear a staff report from Chris Roberts, Assistant Chief of Police.
Hello, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. I would say the chief wishes he could be here, but he's on vacation, and I'm sure the opposite is true. Just a quick tech update. Our UAV program, affectionately termed our drone program, our current DJI model that we've been using has been in place for now 14 months. We deploy regularly with our homeless liaison team, so they provide an overwatch for our team when they're out engaging the homeless encampments. Regular resource requests from numerous agencies, including local, state, and federal, and it's proven to be very effective, valuable, and desired resource that the city is able to provide to our partners. Our smaller UAV was purchased last year by the boosters. That's been deployed with one of our LETs in the field, who takes the reports and dispatched out of the sheriff's station so that we have quick eyes up in case that's needed. And she has been fantastic, but she has now left the employment of the city, which leaves us now short a pilot. So we are now training 2 of our parking enforcement officers as pilots to be able to pick up that and then add an additional pilot to our team. We will be purchasing a new UAV, which is the Skydio X-10. This, as advanced as our DJI has been, this one has even greater features, better cameras, better sensors, flies faster, flies farther, and it's a US-made product. The FAA and the federal government are concerned now about the Chinese manufactured products, so looking to the future and expected regulations, we're preparing now for the grounding of the DJI. We're still able to use it until that time, but we want to be prepared when that time does come, so we'll be looking to purchase now the Skydio. The Skydio has an AI-based program on board for 3D modeling, collision avoidance, and vehicle recognition. 3 things that our current one does not have. It has new advanced sensors, can fly in complete darkness up to 7.5 miles from the pilot, and an unlimited mileage as long as there's 5G coverage. We have a 40-second deployment with that versus about 1.5 minutes with our current one. So we're looking forward to that. It has better cameras, better sensors, better range, and it will be the first move toward our drone as a responder program. And then all our UAVs can stream through the ICC with the ability to apply advanced AI tools from our Intel and Crime Center. Our video management system. We have selected a video management system after extensive evaluation. We'll be bringing that to you in a very near meeting for approval. But it's a strong AI-based video management system. It offers unique features to our ICC, including identity, obscurity of people and vehicles to protect those not involved in an incident, and consistent with Lancaster Police Department's commitment to the ethical use of technology in law enforcement. The ethical use of technology in law enforcement is I don't want to say a buzzword, it's a hot topic right now. My time in the tech industry, I spent a lot of time on this topic. I am a devout supporter of the Constitution and privacy, and so everything I engage, I look at through that lens. And I support the ethical use of technology in law enforcement and our commitment to it, and I'm proud of our city for doing the same. It's not been easy to find vendors who reach the level that we require for this mission. We're currently negotiating, and we'll be bringing this request to you very soon. It will also allow for the streaming of body cams and cell phones into our system for specific incidents, intel, and even potential help from the public. Our neighborhood cameras provided through the Neighborhood Watch program will also be part of the VMS through our Intel and Crime Center. We recently purchased 2 trailer-based camera systems. They can be deployed quickly in areas where temporary surveillance is needed to address crime or other concerns. Working with LASD to identify priority locations, and the resource has already been extended to our partners. Each trailer is equipped with multiple pan, tilt, zoom cameras transmitted through an encrypted stream to our Intel and Crime Center. The ability to apply advanced AI tools through that crime center is present through the VMS, or will be. Our dispatch and CAD systems have been identified. We're currently working on integration and finishing up the negotiations with that. They have features that will allow us to utilize AI-enhanced tools within the system through our dispatch. Our radios, we just signed an agreement with Ellie Ricks for programming our new radios for the LPD. It'll provide countywide interoperability, and the LASD is including our City Blue channel and EOC channel as part of the new countywide radio program. Our Intel and Crime Center. It's utilized very regularly by I'll just say every agency out there that does work in our area. Staff just returned from DC where they trained with NECMEC, which is National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and met up with the FBI and made some good partnership contacts there. There's more work than they can handle, which proves that this was a much needed resource for this city. Everything that they work on has a touch to Lancaster. We don't work on projects that are not associated with the city or not some way came from the city. Moving into the new station, followed by digital display boards, which hopefully were approved today. And now finally, some good news. The Small City Urban and Tribal Micro Grant for body cams. We applied for a grant for body cams for our department. We were granted $25,000. Through this program, 117 cities were selected. And this is part of a civil rights program through the federal government to provide transparency to the public of the work the police is doing. So we're happy to participate in this program, and we'll be designating Tim Bush as the grant manager for that. And Joanne Moras was our grant writer for this. Are there any questions?
You know, I do have one. Mr. Greenberg had a question about who monitors the flock cameras.
Yeah.
Is that AI, or do we have people doing it?
It's simply a capture of alphanumeric numbers. So it just records the license plate and puts it into a spreadsheet, for lack of a better term, a database. When we're looking for a particular vehicle, we can then enter that number. And it'll tell us if it has been seen. That's it. So it's not actually monitored by people. We can refer to it.
I see. We go back in time for it. It's not
Yes, sir.
something that occurs in real time, right?
It can. We can flag numbers too.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But we don't sit and watch it.
All right. Thank you.
On the body cams with the grant, is it connected to the DOJ at all?
It is not.
There's no ties to the DOJ?
Through this grant program? I don't believe so. I believe this was a DOJ grant.
We don't share data with them, do we?
With the DOJ? No, sir, we don't. Well, other than that, which is required from the state to report certain crimes, certain contacts.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions? We're good to go.
I'm good. I'll move that we accept NB1 and adopt Resolution 24-49 with the caveat that there's no DOJ ties.
I'll second that.
Let's vote. And it passes unanimously. Okay, moving on to CR1, council reports. Any council reports?
We had our AVTA meeting today. At AVTA, the county finally stepped up after 5.5 years of asking them to pay their fair share, and they're paying a portion. But with that, they've burdened the city of Lancaster and the city of Palmdale with extra money that they didn't pay for 5.5 years. So it's a good story, bad story.
You got almost $1 million more, right?
Per year.
Okay. So let's celebrate that part.
Okay.
We still haven't got the back payment, right?
Correct.
But that's not over yet.
Correct.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Yes, we were able to open the new building at the fairgrounds Thursday. We were glad that the Fair Board had voted to name it the Paris Center. We have several different partners. We have the City of Palmdale, we have the school board, the high school board, and we have the County of Los Angeles that are partners with it, along with the fairgrounds. So it was a good day, and happy to see it built. It's a 140,000 square foot building that many people will be using it for pickleball. So.
Well, other things too. I mean,
No, the days of graduating from high school when it's blowing 50 miles an hour and 110 out are over. This building will be able to house 7,000 or 8,000 people in a graduation setting. So it was, it's a very good thing. We also have a component of it is a culinary, and the high school district is taking the position that it's also important to teach culinary skills for those that want to come out and be chefs. So it was a good day all the way around. It's over $100 million building.
And Vice Mayor, we do have a video on that if you'd like to show that.
Sure.
You see the name, it is the Paris Center. 3 buildings that build out this existing facility.
This is what we've done with Rex and why we love him as our mayor. We are now the hydrogen hub of California, soon to be the hydrogen hub of the United States. The most important thing is his love for his wife, Carol.
the center is named after you because you earned it. It's appropriate. Be proud of it. That is me and my wife on one of the few vacations we were able to take. I was never really with her because that phone was always there. The families, public officials, pay an enormous price that is never really honored or valued.
It feels incredible. It's all the reasons why I was fortunate to be able to move back home. It feels, gosh, like a legacy. It feels like we are sowing the seeds in our community and just for our future. The fact that I'm one of 5 kiddos and my parents are super involved and now I get to be super involved, it feels wonderful. I feel truly blessed to be a part of this community.
Thank you. You know, it's not just the mayor that's going to go to hell when Waste Management raises their rates. They say that to the mayor's family. They say that to the mayor's kids. We should really recognize just how vicious being in politics has become, and we should tone it down. You know, I think that we would have, I think we would have a lot more qualified people wanting to participate if we just behaved the way we were taught to behave, rather than the way we see people acting on television. Amen. Thank you.
I have a quick update. So, such an amazing event, a historic event. Vice Mayor Chris, I think you said it so perfectly. I do also want to report out, I want to say a big thank you to the VA, to our supervisor, and just to all our local veteran organizations for the work that they've done and they continue to do. The VA recently hosted a Greater Los Angeles Healthcare Open House, and although I was not able to attend, I received tremendous positive feedback. So thank you to our veteran community for continuing to advocate for those. Also, we had an opportunity to break ground at North Point. I know a few of us were there. This also was just a significant moment for the city of Lancaster. It is a 1.2 million square foot industrial space groundbreaking. And what does that mean to us? Well, it means economic expansion and more job opportunities. And now I think we found such a great partner in Northrop. They're a nationally recognized firm, and what they told us yesterday was that they're responsible for 110,000 jobs nationwide. So I'm so excited to partner with them. I'm excited for the economic expansion and job opportunities that they bring to us. That's it I have.
Thank you. I think we have a video on North Point, don't we?
We have a video, yes.
We are literally and figuratively creating a better tomorrow together with you all.
That's what 650,000 square feet looks like.
I'm very proud to represent our firm at the onset of this very exciting project, and I'm very appreciative to the City of Lancaster for their support and partnership.
Thank you. Before we go into the speaker cards, Marvin, yeah, that went up 3.5%, but it is correct. If you had not negotiated that deal, it would be a lot higher. I mean, what Marvin has been able to do with these contracts is truly astonishing to me. He is not Waste Management's favorite person. He's a tough negotiator. He brings a lot of moving parts together, and he has protected the citizens of this city. And all you have to do is look at other cities to see the comparison. And I don't think you get enough credit for that. Thank you. Okay, city clerk. Oh, wait a minute, city manager, do you have any announcements?
I do have a couple of updates. First and foremost, members, for this opportunity. I'm looking forward to continuing on building upon this amazing legacy that's already been set in place, grabbing the baton from Jason, picking up where he left, and just continuing on that vision. I want everyone to know this is really personal for me. This is where I grew up. I've been in the Antelope Valley since 1979. I live here in Lancaster. My parents live here in Lancaster. My kids are growing up here, going to the schools. So I care about this community. I'm making a promise to this council, to our staff, and to our residents that I will continue to work on this vision and ensure that Lancaster is a prosperous city. I also have a couple of organizational announcements. You'll notice Ms. Larissa de la Cruz to my right here. She is our new Assistant City Manager. She comes to us with about 20 years of government experience. She's worked at 3 different agencies. She came here, I believe, in December of 2017 as our planning manager. She's since been promoted to our community development director, and now most recently to assistant city manager. I believe she has a bachelor's degree in urban studies, a master's degree in Master of Public Administration, correct? So, and really, she was the shining star. She deserved this position. She has made her name with working with different groups, working with elected officials, appointed commissioners, and she always gets things done. So for that, I just want to congratulate Larissa and give her a big round of applause. A couple of other org changes. So we will, with Larissa being promoted, we do have a vacancy for a community development director. We will be recruiting that, and that'll be nationally recruited. And then I also like to announce George Harris being promoted to senior director. In addition to finance and IT, he's taking on city clerk and our HR duties. So those are the org changes. And I wanted to mention, you see all the union staff out here. I got a text when I walked in the room that they're here to support all these organizational changes. So just thank you guys. Thanks for all being here. We appreciate you guys.
Plus it's 110 outside.
Yeah, that's what we were saying over here too. It's a lot nicer in here than it is out there filling a pothole. A couple other quick updates. So next week, August 1st, we have National Night Out. That's I know that's one of my kids' favorite events. They get to go and jump in a police car and check things out. So if you don't have that on your calendar, have it on your calendar. It's a really fun night. And I'll ask Chris, are they bringing the dunk tank out again? Because I think that's a hit when we get to dunk the chief.
I haven't heard if the dunk tank is coming, but I can't imagine that it won't be there because that's my team's favorite too.
Well, glad to hear that. So come on out there. I believe as part of that too, the Western Hotel is doing an ice cream social, so you can get a free ice cream out of the deal as well. Also coming up, more Monday Night Bites and cool summer nights, so come out to a park near you and enjoy those. They're weekly. And then we have a backpack giveaway at the Lancaster Community Center on Saturday, August 3rd. So school is just around the corner. Come get your backpack and be ready for school. That concludes my updates.
Thank you.
You guys realize he was born 8 years after we graduated from high school? Well, after you guys graduated from high school.
Not Ken.
Not me, I graduated way after you guys.
What's way after?
He graduated with Lincoln.
Wow, how did we get so old? Okay, City Clerk?
This is the time to address the City Council Agency Authority on non-agendized matters. Speaker cards may be found on the back table of the council chambers. If you have completed one, please ensure you have placed it in the basket so you may be recognized. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Please keep in mind, state law prohibits the council from acting on items not on the agenda, and your matter may be referred to the city manager. Thank you.
Thank you. First up is Fran Sarasaris, who had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday.
I have to clear up something about my birthday. Thank you very much, though, for wishing me a happy birthday today. But I don't know who put that on Facebook, because that's making me older than what I am. And my birthday is January the 27th. And I appreciate that. I've got a lot of people that on Facebook that wish me a happy birthday, and thank you very much. I appreciate it, even though it's a good.
He said belated.
So, thank God.
Well, I missed the one in January.
Yeah. Well, you made up for it now, so thank you very much. No, this is a great city to live in, and I'm like, as you know, I've got a lot of friends here, and I appreciate all of you, and all of you as well, because without any of us, we wouldn't have a community. Anyway, I wanted to bring up, thank you again. On July the 12th, we had, there was the county, or actually it was a community healing that was done, that was put together by this, it was a prayer meeting that was held at the library, and it was a good turnout. Our supervisor, Catherine Barger, showed up, she was there, and of course, Charles Boswell was there, but I was surprised that I didn't see any of you there. Heather was there, and I was there, as far as I could see. But because it was very, very heartwarming to see all these people that were there. A lot of these people are hurting because they had situations happen to them, and it was something that was. You could see that the unity is there, and they want to be more involved with the city. And I just want to say thank you to Supervisor Barger, she was there, and well, I call him Chuck, but Charles Boswick, who put together, and the community, the faith-based community. And I thank all of you. I know you weren't there, but you were there and so in your hearts. I thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you, Fran. Doug McAllister.
Which one is up? I'll do this. This is fine for me. And okay, we'll fix that. I'll start my time yet.
Good.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, City Council, my name is Doug McAllister. I'm Vice President of Frontier Communications. I am the Senior Executive point of contact for you and for your city manager. Congratulations on the job as well. Before I start with why I'm here, I'm going to be as quick as possible. I share a great deal of empathy with both of you, all of you. I spent 13 years on your side of the dais dealing with these very same issues, and they weren't any fun then either. So I'm a great deal of empathy for you as well. And also, my second reason for empathy is, as mayor, I forgot to close a closed session all the time as well. So it's a thing. It's a thing there. So I appreciate that. I wasn't the only one. Once again, my name is Doug McAllister. I'm here because we have an issue right now in the region of having a great deal of issues with our wires being stolen. Folks trying to get the copper. And we have that all over the state. I handle the entire state of California. And so we see this, but there's been a huge, huge uptick of it here in this region. And this has cost the company probably close to $1 million so far, just in this region alone, just trying to get this resolved. Our security folks are working with your folks to see what we can do about it. And so we're going to continue to do that. We thank them for all the help they've been trying to do, but it's a very, very hard crime to stop. The problem is that when the wires get stolen, service goes out. And that service is to homes, is to businesses, we had hospitals go down, government buildings, you name it, the service just goes out at that point. And so it takes a while to sometimes get that fixed. Some of these manholes they're getting into, they are totally destroyed. We have to build them from scratch and such. And so what I'm here to do today is basically say, once again, thank you to your police officers and folks who are trying to help us out with this. It becomes and very much an economic development issue. It becomes a public safety issue. If your 911 isn't working, we've got a problem. And so we're trying to figure out a way to stop this, and we don't have an answer yet. We're still working on that. But what we are going to do, and the reason I'm here today, is announce that we're putting a $5,000 reward out. And where this is happening is everywhere. Can't imagine no one sees something and such. And so we want to encourage those someones who see something to come forward and let us know what they've seen so that we can aid your law enforcement to help us figure out what's going on here. It has been a massive number of incidents that have been happening, and we need to get that stopped. I'm almost done. At the end of the day here, I have this. I'll leave with your city clerk as well. We have it electronic. If you and such, any help you can give us to get this word out to help us do that, that would be absolutely very much appreciated. But after that, it was a pleasure being here in your city. And once again, I am the senior executive point of contact. My reason I exist is to work with you and work with you. That's why I exist for this company. And so I left 2 cards over here. Any questions whatsoever, don't even take the second breath. You call me, text me, email me, and I'll respond immediately. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. David Paul?
Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, good evening or afternoon. You know, I had a whole set of remarks prepared for today, and then I changed it completely because I'm pretty excited about stuff that's happening. And this speaks to the rancor and acrimony in politics you were decrying rightfully. We can all get along, we can all find a way, but there has been a lack of enthusiasm for what we can do together as a country. People are more concerned, it seems, with dividing us than uniting us. I was in 3rd grade when the teacher came in and told us that JFK had been assassinated. I was from Chicago and my political awakening was happening. I was 8th grade. I wanted to go to the Democratic National Convention in Chicago and my parents wouldn't let me. But there were some riots there, and it was pretty notable. So here we go. We're in the future, and it looked pretty bleak for a while. It looked pretty boring. 2 old guys all opposed to each other and no one willing to get along. And somehow, magically, that's all been broken. And Kamala Harris is now the Democratic nominee, which has produced so much excitement that it is contagious. And, you know, I think back to what JFK meant to our nation. And when I look at Kamala Harris, you know, and I have all my Democratic friends that have been in the room with her, and they're going to be insufferable. But it's going to good to have a local person like that in the White House. That's pretty exciting to me. You know, Kamala Harris strikes me as if you took JFK and you imbibed him with all the grace and style of Jackie, and then you put him in a pantsuit, you'd have Kamala Harris. And I think she is going to excite the electorate, and I'm here to predict that, you know, Ronald Reagan carried 49 states. I think Kamala might carry all 50. So it's something to be excited about. It's something to renew our interest as Americans. And I just wanted to say, I'm darn excited about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Marie Chapel Battle? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mayor. My name is Chappelle Battle.
Chappelle.
It's so wonderful to be here, and this is the first time that I've attended a council meeting. I just moved here in less than a year, and I've had some real positive experiences with the city, things that I needed and things was taken care of. So today I just came to ask a favor. In fact, in looking at the agenda, you may have taken care of it already. But the area between the 17th Street to, I guess this Challenger Way, it needs resurfacing. And I'm here to ask if that will, if that's not a part of the agenda today. Huh?
What street, though? You got 17th to...
I'm sorry.
You got 17th to Challenger?
17th, well, it's from the 20th Street East to Challenger.
I see.
It's
Okay.
real rough.
Okay.
Drive there, and I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Could we have it
plans
resurfaced?
To resurface that?
It's on our list of roads. I think you're talking about Lancaster Boulevard?
Pardon me?
Lancaster Boulevard?
Yes.
Yes, it is on our list of roads to resurface, yes, in the next round of pavement management.
Could we make certain somebody lets her know exactly when we're going to do it? Okay?
Yeah, we'll be in contact. We'll get your information.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Otherwise, you never, someday in the future, I would like to have a date certain, Okay. I think that's it, right? The city council will now move to closed session to discuss closed session items number 1 through 2.
1 through 12, as stated on the agenda.
1 through 12. We're going to discuss each and every one of them?
Maybe.
Okay. Thank you for coming. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
here or even all around just